Okay, so I've decided to filter out my alcohol extraction of the Usnea. I've taken out all of the plant material and squeezed out everything that I could from it, and now I'm just straining out the little particulates. There's a lot of sediment in the bottom of this. Typically you could leave that in there, but a lot of people don't like to taste that when they're taking the medicine. So in this case, I've filtered it out. It's almost finished. So just to recap, I made an Usnea tincture using an alcohol heat method. So I put the Usnea in some alcohol with a ratio of 2:1 and heated it up while avoiding any kind of boiling, so no bubbles at all, just to extract the medicine through heat. You have to be very careful doing that if you're using alcohol, and my alcohol was very high proof, 95%. So then I let that sit for about a month, and now I've extracted the Usnea from the liquid, and here I have the tincture. But I need to measure it out appropriately because you lose some alcohol, so it's maybe 90%, I'm just guessing here, but I started out with 95%, so that's the percentage I'm going to use for my calculation. And I want to end up with a percentage about 60 to 70%. With Usnea, you can go anywhere from 50 to 95%, and different literature support different percentages, so I'm just going to go in between. So what I need to do next is measure out exactly how much fluid I have, so that when I do add the water extraction, I'm not adding too much, and then I have the percentage range that I'm looking for. So I'm just going to measure it all out. Try not to waste it. Every time I spill a drop of this, I'm like, oh my gosh. So I really try not to waste or spill. This was ethically sourced from a forest in the Quebec region. I did not pick it from the trees. It was on fallen branches. And this is the second part of the video. There is another video on it when I first started on the heat extraction method. So this will be a heat extraction and a dual extraction tincture. I've got 692. So I ended up with 692 mils. I'm going to cover that so my alcohol doesn't evaporate, and then I'm going to make the water formula and I will show you. So here is the water extraction happening here, and here we want to extract the polysaccharides and the different water soluble constituents that I won't get from the alcohol extraction. From the alcohol extraction, I'm looking for the usneic acid as well as other things like the resins or whatever is in the plant material. I only need a little bit of water, so I calculated about 235 mils of water, and so that's what I want to end up with. So if I have to, I'll add a little bit more water as things begin to evaporate. And I'm going to simmer this just for a little while. I don't time these things when I'm doing folk method, but I'm going to give it a bit of time here. So now it's boiling quite well. I'm going to turn it way down, and I can smell the Usnea. It smells so good. I don't want to boil it like crazy. I just want to simmer it. Some of the alcohol that's in the plant material is going to evaporate into the air, and I can smell it evaporating there. So I'm going to let that go. Okay, so I'm using cheesecloth to strain out my water decoction of the Usnea. I tried using a regular coffee filter, I guess 4 coffee filter, and it just wasn't going through. So I've got all these polysaccharides and water soluble constituents in here, and it's got a lot of mucilin in it, so that was not straining out in my coffee filter. So I'm going to use the cheesecloth instead, just to get the grit that's at the very bottom, and I'm going to keep all of those really good properties that add the moistening qualities and all of those water soluble qualities. So this is just going to take out the debris in the bottom. It gets a little bit thicker at the bottom here. This is really good cheesecloth. Some of the pores in other cheesecloth is, the pores are quite wide, but this one, they're very fine. I just got it online. It's organic cheesecloth, unbleached cotton cheesecloth. And then here in the bottom is all that stuff I didn't want to put in my tincture. It's just a tiny little bit of debris that's left over here. So I've got all those polysaccharides. It's amazing. And I measured it all out. My math is 245 mils of the water tincture, and I'm gonna add that into my alcohol tincture. So for my final tincture concentration, I'm using about 70%. That's my guess. So it'll be between, I'd say 70. So that I went for 70. So it would probably be between 65 to 70%, given the loss of the evaporation and different things like that. So I need 235, I believe. 245 mils of the water soluble constituents, or the decoction. So 245, and I'm going to add it to this. I think I have a little bit extra, so I'm going to measure it out appropriately. With folk medicine, you don't have the exact percentage, but I'm going to do the best I can to recreate it if I want to do it again next time. So 245. I think I was pretty good with measuring my water out when I was doing my decoction. And the decoction is the boiling of the herb. Oh yeah, there's like a tiny little drip in the bottom. So I'm just gonna add it. I'm not gonna waste that. So it's like 248 or something. And yeah, so I'm gonna add the two together. This is cool now. It's not hot anymore. It's went through a full process there. And so now I've got the Usnea tincture with all of the water soluble properties as well as the fat soluble properties, which is what I extracted with the alcohol. I'm just gonna taste that. That's a really nice tincture. So I'll have to mix this or shake it up, but it's nice and smooth. The water soluble constituents will fall to the bottom. So you'll get a bit of separation between the two. So when you take it, you just shake it all up, but it's a really nice tincture. So it's a long process, a lot of patience. I'm gonna put this in some amber bottles, label it, and put it in my apothecary. And that's my Usnea tincture.